Hello, and welcome to a new series I'm starting on my channel called Hot Topics in CRPS. In this video, we're going to discuss deep brain stimulation, spinal cord stimulators, ketamine, nerve blocks, and nerve ablations, as well as a few medications that are often used or suggested for CRPS. What you'll notice in this video is I point out that a lot of these things are doing kind of the same thing. They are either changing or disrupting the messages that are coming into the spinal cord, brain, and body, or they are blocking those messages. And as a third thing, they are also calming those messages. And this all ties back into the pain alarm that I've talked about in a lot of my videos. If you haven't seen some of the videos where I talk about calming that alarm or go into the details about that alarm in general, you can look for this video or this video. And I think both of those you'll find a little bit helpful to understand this a little bit better. I am a firm believer that CRPS can be addressed with natural home self-applied remedies that are non-invasive. And I often talk about them in my videos. So I want to discuss why some of these treatments are suggested for CRPS, why they might be helpful for some, but not for others, and ways that you can start to do this for free in the same way that some of these products, implants, or medications are doing as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video where I speak to some of my patients and clients. And if you have any interest in joining the next Zoom, which will be on January 18th, 2025, or you have interest in more information or pain coaching one-on-one with me, you can go to my website and select any of those links on the homepage to get set up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video is helpful. If you have questions or comments or concerns, please leave them down below. And if you find it helpful and want to share it with someone, I would greatly appreciate that. So like, share, and subscribe. Sounds so weird saying that, because that really does help this video get to other people with CRPS. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so Kelly made a good point, so I'm popping back in on the recording here. But let's talk about these common things that are used to treat CRPS. And if you were skeptical about some of my thought processes or determination of what's going on with CRPS, I hope that this will turn your opinion a little bit. So CRPS is a malfunction of the nervous system. The nervous system is hyperactive. The common remedies that we are given are spinal cord stimulators, deep brain stimulators, nerve blocks, nerve ablations, and ketamine. Okay? These are some of the common things. All of these things have something in common, and they're affecting the nervous system. Lyrica, same thing. So, Lyrica or gabapentin, they are a nervous system depressant. They relax the nervous system, they calm the alarm. Okay? Um, all of these things work for some people, they don't work for others. So, I didn't have fun with Lyrica. Some people do. Okay? Well, not fun, but they find relief. Ketamine, it is originally a horse tranquilizer. It is a tranquilizer. It makes you tranquil. It calms the nervous system. Okay? Calms the alarm. Stimulators. They stimulate the nervous system, providing what? Information to the spinal cord and the brain. Okay? Um, and that is why they work for some people and for others they don't. And then nerve blocks. They block the nerve or they burn the nerve so that you're not getting signals into the nervous system. But here's the problem. The nerves grow back or the blocks wear off, okay? And then the signals are still disrupted. So what I said to Kelly when she was talking about this procedure, this deep brain stimulation procedure, I said, you can stimulate your brain by doing stuff. Everything we do stimulates our brain, and our brain changes in response to the things that we do. So for example, if I take up piano, my brain will restructure and you will see a representation on the map of my brain in my hands that is bigger and in my ears that is bigger because my hearing and my visual perception of my hands will be enhanced. My brain is changing. Okay. And so that's stimulating my brain. Or if I want to stimulate my spinal cord, I can move my extremities. I can walk. I can do these types of things, and that's stimulating my spinal cord. We are always getting stimulus no matter what we are doing. These devices, what they do, which is why some people find them helpful, is they provide a stimulus. Okay. And sometimes the stimulus works at first, and then our body adapts and it doesn't help anymore. Okay. Sometimes these things don't work for people because it's another break-in to the alarm system. So that what I advocate for is natural activities, natural things that provide feedback and information to our brain and our spinal cord and our nervous system. And so that's exactly what Kelly was talking about. That's exactly, I think, what the way I explained it to her. And I think having those things explained to you in a way that makes sense, especially explaining this hyperactive alarm, is really important. So I hope with that explanation, you guys, it was as helpful as it might have been for Kelly.
Yeah, some people have the gift of explanation
Well,
and some people don't.
well, I was given it a hard earned, my own trial by fire. So all I do when I explain things is I imagine myself trying to understand it back then, and then I explain it in that way. And so thankfully, I had the experience of CRPS to teach me these things. And that is why my motto is pain is not your prison, it is your power. Because the pain that I experienced, it became my power. It is my purpose now. And so, yeah, I appreciate you saying that about my explanations because that's something I work really, really hard on. Because especially in my first few years of clinical practice with adults, I wasn't the best at it. It was kind of like sometimes you learn so much that you forget what people don't know. And so when you try to explain it, it'd be like if you were to try to explain someone how to do something you're good at, Kelly, you might not even know where to start. And so it takes time and it's a learned skill. But yeah, when it comes to stimulators, ketamine, blocks, all these other medications, they're all doing something that our body can probably naturally do. So last thing before I stop the recording, medications, right? They connect to receptors in our brain. What do you think came first, the receptors or the medications? The receptors. So if we have receptors for the chemicals that these medicines provide, what does that mean? We didn't develop these receptors to receive the medications. The medications were designed to land on the receptors. And so that means our body can naturally produce these chemicals. We have natural painkillers. So, for example, when you're in love, a brain scan, if you scan someone on his brain who's madly in love, it looks the same as someone who's on cocaine. It does. It looks identical. Because there's a chemical being produced from the love experience, and there's a chemical in cocaine, and they're similar. And so, if you want more dopamine or serotonin, if you want more natural opiates to be naturally produced, guess what you can do? You can exercise. Okay. If you can't exercise, you can go do something you enjoy. Just being around family, feeling nice and good. That'll make serotonin and dopamine ramp up. And that's a natural painkiller. That time
Is
you
that
spent
the
with your,
same as, like I told you up until recently, I could be here in a flare, be in all this pain. If somebody said, let's go climb a mountain, I'd be like, yeah. And I would not feel the pain the whole time I was involved
exactly.
in the activity until on the way
Later.
home. So that's the same concept.
Yeah, your body is dumping natural opioids of joy and fulfillment during that activity. And so that's why distraction is a really good tool. I have some of my patients and clients stand up if they can't tolerate standing. They'll stand up and they'll play Nintendo Switch while they're standing. And so the distraction of an activity they enjoy reduces their pain, and then it makes it more tolerable. And then eventually they can stand up without playing Nintendo Switch. Um, so use that, lean into that. Use those natural opioids. Think of life like a video game. That is a natural power up. Is your favorite food or an activity that you're doing with a friend, etc. Tap into those things. What are your power ups? What are your recharge things? Maybe it's spending time with your daughter. Maybe it's going to hike a mountain despite the pain you might feel afterwards. And remember, just because you feel the pain afterwards doesn't mean you broke yourself hiking the mountain. It means the alarm
Blowing
is,
snow.
yeah, go out and use a snowblower and be proud of it, even though you're hurting a little bit afterwards. You can look at that clear sidewalk and be like, this is Iowa, baby. Okay.
It was sweet.
But
Yeah, the
yeah.
high of actually doing what you did, it sometimes overrides the pain that you feel or the flare that you get for the next couple of days because
Mhm.
I mean you've done something that you feel is you and you were back to yourself and sometimes that's enough to get through a couple days of flare ups.
Yeah. Yep. The pain is here anyways. We might as well be living again. Um, I spent a lot of time waiting for the pain to go away, and that wasn't the answer. I mean, definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different to happen. Let's do something different, and then something different will happen. Um, Denise is heading out. Thank you, Denise. Um, I am going to go ahead and stop this recording. This could be a standalone video to explain some of these things. So here we go. I'm stopping it.